Patrick Cook here. Hey, thanks for coming back to session 12 of our Mandelbulb 3D project-oriented tutorial series. Now, in the last session, session 11, you watched me set the properties in for 3 formulas as I was trying to get us close to the model graphic that we want to have to develop our Mandelbulb 3D animation eventually. So we did all of that, and then towards the end of the last session, I went to navigate, and all of a sudden I have lost my navigation properties. And I promised in the previous session that I would show you how to deal with this and what happened. Now, what I noticed is that this is a little quirk of the software, fairly easy to get around. This is one of the reasons why you want to continue to save periodically, because when you make a move, the move could look very disastrous. And actually, in reality, this isn't too bad. What happened was, if you'll note here, this zoom INF, what happened is that the automatic zooming feature of the Mandelbulb software all of a sudden found itself that it was zoomed out to infinity, or maybe zoomed into infinity, I'm not really sure. But anyway, the automatic zoom, the calculation in the code messed up, and it's not able to give you a zoom. Now, let me take a few minutes here and talk about what this automatic zoom feature is. It's very important. It'll save you an awful lot of heartache over time. So it's important that you understand it and don't overlook the power and the capability of this automatic zoom. In this particular case, something went very wrong with it, but we can recover. Now, since I had just developed this particular graphic using my navigator, and you saw me, I pushed it over to main. Boop, I pushed it over to main. So there it is. So I essentially have a copy of it. All right. But before I move any further, I am going to do a save, and I'm only going to save as an M3P, properties only. I don't need the big load of having this view in my file. So I'm going to go ahead and save it. I'm going to save it, let's see, we're going to call this tutorial, let's see, tutorial after 3 formula setup. All right, and I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put an O1 on there. All right, so what I've done. Ooh, that's interesting. Now look at this. I have a Mandelbulb 3D I/O error. So Mandelbulb crashed on me. I'm gonna OK that. Not that it's gonna do me any good. Now, what I've noticed in the past is that once you get an error like that, the software is its brains are scrambled. It will do you no good to try to continue at working with the application. There's something internal that has gone wrong with it. Now this is an interesting situation because I don't have, let's see here. Yeah, okay. That failed to save. you see, I do not have an 01 here in my directory, so this failed to save. So if I close the program right now, I lose all the work that I did to set up these three formulas. So basically, you are witnessing our first emergency situation where I just have 5 or 10 minutes worth of work in there, and I now have an unstable application. I also found that I can't save it. Oh, I mean, I could try to save it again, but I know I'm in trouble. Now, so I want to try not to lose this this work. Now, if you reflect back on a previous session, I had talked about saving to the clipboard. Let's see if saving the parameters to the clipboard will get me out of trouble. All right? I can't save to a file, evidently. I don't want to continue to use the application. It's unstable. So I'm going to do a save to clipboard. I'm going to open up a notepad. All right. I'm going to paste that. Good. So you see here that I was able to at least get the properties, the critical part of this application. At least I was able to get it out onto the clipboard. All right, now, past experience, I know that this is an unstable application and I need to close it. For me to continue on is just only asking for trouble. I am going to try one more time, though, to see if I can save it. You never know. All right, I'm going to save it as an M3P. All right, and I'm going to save it as an 01 tutorial. All right, after formula. No, I'm going to say crash. All right, let's see if it saves. Good. It seemed to have saved. All right, let's open it up. There it is. 01. Okay, crash. But based upon experience, I can't trust this app anymore. I can't even trust if that MP3 is saved properly or it's scrambled in some way. I have had situations where my MP3s or M3Is were scrambled. But I do have a backup here. I do have this. So, all right. This was a good lesson. This is a good lesson. This is all part of working with 13-year-old software. All right, and you can do some wonderful things with this software, but you have to be ready to be interrupted. All right, so I'm going to close the application. I'm going to come up here and I'm just going to close it. There is no file menu. There's no drop-down files. There is no file exit. You just exit it. All right, so I'm going to start it up again. I always like to wait until it settles down and initializes. I even like to punch this, calculate that one time, just to make sure that the whole application is up and running and settled down. Now I have two ways. I still have my properties in my notepad. I have two ways to recover my project. Actually, I have three ways. Let's tell you what. I've got three ways to recover this project, but we're going to end this session right here, take a little breather, and in the next session, I'm going to try three ways to recover my project. All right, and you'll see. So I'll see you in the next session.